Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about Rust Console Edition. That's right, we have a massive update coming through, a new monument coming with it, new cars, new parts, new bikes, cargo container skins. We're talking about the cheating, Rust Guard, the wipe cycle, and much more. This is essentially, we'll call it like a weekend review for Rust Console Edition. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing that's probably on most people's mind, because I've gotten a lot of questions about it during the live stream. And what does that entail? Well, we're talking about Rust Guard, the cheating problem. I've had a lot of people say, hey, when is that engaged? I do believe by the time we recorded this, it should be active. But by no means, like, if you've signed in with that garbage and you haven't gotten caught yet, that's not a sign of, like, hey, it doesn't work or I'm getting away with it, because I do think it's active. I do think they're collecting data. And it's not like a switch. Like, they'll, if you start to use it, I think it'll collect data on you, and then it'll figure out that you are using it. So it's best to not do it. Essentially, you can get your account completely banned, and even if you're sharing scripts, talking about scripts, whatever, I think you can also get sued as well. I don't think they're really messing around. Yeah, so I've had a lot of people be like, "Oh, it happens on the 16th." I'm like, brother, if you're cheating right now, don't. Like, you'll get a false sense of security, and then next thing you know, you're gonna get wiped out, and you'll be very upset. You can't play the game. You can't play custom. And you lost all your skins, so it's best to not do it. I do see other games also cracking down on it at the same time, so I wonder if there isn't something that's kind of universally punching through at the moment that's really kind of getting everybody caught, because I know PUBG just wiped out like 100,000 people as well. So, and it's been a big problem over there. So hopefully it starts to clean things up here. To be honest, between Rust Guard, recoil changes, I think we're going to be in a good place here for Rust Console Edition, because, let's be honest, a lot of these cheaters are usually pretty freaking bad. Yeah, they can hit you with like 0 recoil and stuff, but their game sense is terrible. And they still do technically have to land the shot. And a lot of these people rely on that 0 recoil so much, they don't even know how to play the game for realsies anymore. So I think you're going to see a lot of people with potato aim like me. And also, you know, people won't be, the time to death won't be quite as fast, I think. Not saying it's going to eliminate it completely, but I think it's going to be a lot better out there for sure. Anyway, so yes, Rust Guard should be in play. I would say look out, and just because you haven't been caught today doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So, yeah, don't do it. It's trash. It's ruining the game. You're the worst. Okay, on to the next piece here. We have the wipes happening here for Rust Console Edition. Here's some interesting information. I was hoping to drive over here, and hopefully it's not too loud while I do it. So it looks like us over on new generation, next generation, whatever they call it. I don't think we're getting a hard wipe for monthly. According to the Discord, and again, it's run by non-11 employees. Actually, it's run by non-employees. They do, or it is currently saying, as of recording this, that there is no wipe on new gen for monthlies. Obviously, weekly does have a hard wipe. That's how it works, because we're at the end of the month here, or pretty soon. But I guess old gen does have a complete wipe. Anyways, here's the deal. Typically, wipes happen when new items are added to the game, things like these car parts. So you might be asking yourself, hey, why is this not wiping then? Because aren't these all new items? I think these have been in the game for a while and they disabled them. Remember that like video I did a long time ago? Actually, as a matter of fact, I'll link it now in the upper right-hand corner, where we actually saw these parts floating to the surface. I think they've been in. I think they've been disabled. So if we don't get a wipe this month or at the end of the month, that's probably why. So essentially, we've had cars even over on old gen for quite some time. But anyways, so it does look like that may be the case for us. So if you're trying to stack BPs, I guess that's a good time to do it over on monthlies if that's what you play. So yeah, nice information there. Yeah, that kind of was a little bit shocking, but at the same token, I was like, you know what? We have seen the car parts. So yeah, it just means basically it's been in the game for a hot second. Actually, to kind of go into the car stuff here for a second, a lot of these junk piles were supposed to have a lot of different baskets that have car parts inside of them. And it turns out that they disabled those, so when they actually came out, they forgot to re-enable those. So there were a lot of basket spawns that weren't happening. So if you are looking for car parts, a surefire way is to go to the gas station. I know that does fit. And also the mining outpost, like right there. We're going to try to drive and talk at the same time. Hopefully it's not too loud. But hopefully I can show you a basket or two over here. So yes, car parts and gasoline are required for these vehicles. Ooh, look, we even have a bicycle. Ooh, this is nice. Perfect. So along with this big update that's coming through, we do have a new monument. I'll point that out here in a second. But we also have things like motorbikes, pedal bikes, sidecars, and modular vehicles. Modular vehicles you can see here. This is a 3 chassis length. with various parts on top, but then you've got these bad boys that spawn all over the place. And yes, it's just pedal power. Also, in the same respects, there is a motorbike. It does take low grade. And they do get beat up a little bit, and it's pretty easy to flip at times, but definitely useful. So really, I think these cars are going to open up a lot of early game for people, and it gives you a lot of options to kind of, configure your own car to do farming or even raiding. Now, but by no means are they bases or they're invincible, because even if you're driving around an armored car, do not think that you're not susceptible to fragmentations or HVs. You will have quite a surprise. Oh, here you go. Here's one of the baskets. Bingo. So essentially, when you're looking for car parts out in the world, either you're crafting them or buying them at Bandit Camp, but you'll see them in these little baskets here. And even if you're not grabbing car parts, they do have 8 scrap, and that is quite handy. Okay, so let me kind of pull over here, because one of our arch nemesis is out here, and I'm pretty sure he's going to pop me as soon as he gets a chance. So let me just step in here for a second while we check the map. Okay, so what you're looking for on the map is, if you don't have a lift, and you won't when you first start, there is a free lift at the junkyard. That lift is already powered, and what you can do is either strip off locks or add your own lock if you have the fragments in your inventory. You don't make a code lock, you go up here with the fragments in your inventory, and then you set it. When you do that, your car is only keyed to you. So I have a container back here, nobody can get to it because it's locked, and I have full health on everything. If I wanted to let other people in that are not on my team or don't have the code lock, rather, there is this actually, can we actually hit this right here? Can I hit this from over here? Well, there we go. We should be able to unlock the car like that. So if you have like the taxi cab portion or whatever, you can actually let people in on that module. But if you wanted to let other randoms in, which I would not recommend, you can do it that way. When a car's health goes down to, I think, is it 30%, you can actually go up to the lock and destroy it, and then you can strip it off. Or do what I said earlier and go to a lift. This guy over here is kind of not really paying attention, but this guy left his powered lift up and running, so let this be a lesson. If somebody has a powered lift close to the base, you can strip their own locks off of their own vehicles. So it's like right here in this little spot here, this guy just left it on. So really, if you have one of these out in your courtyard, just make sure there's a power switch to it, because if somebody pushes this onto the ramp, they can remove the lock just like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big deal. So these do get beat up pretty easily. Depending on what car parts you have on top of it, that's what it's going to cost to actually fix. Again, it takes low grade that goes in the back here. Beep boop, see it right there. And these big modules are nice, but just remember, they're heavy, so you need better car parts. So let me get inside of here and kind of show you what I'm talking about. Like this module here only takes 1 spark plug, 1 valve, and then 1 piston. The engine module will actually take 2 spark plugs, 2 valves, and 2 pistons. Geez, I had to think about that for a second. And depending on the low, medium, or high quality, you'll get either more fuel efficiency, acceleration, or top speed. So essentially, you're building the car not only with the modules, but with the car parts inside. Bingo. Here's another thing to take note. Let me just pull over here for a second. Yeah, when you go off-road, you're going to take a lot of beatings. But you can already kind of tell, like, driving on the road, or on the dirt roads or whatever, or off-road can be pretty bad for your vehicle. But you'll start to see, like, not only will you plan things out to go to the junkyard to essentially put your first lock on, but you'll start to see, like, before the roads were just kind of there, they were cute, but now you'll start to plan, like, hey, do we want to live next to this? You'll notice between junkyard and outpost here, you have to go through airfields. So you may want to start setting up strategic positions, or as you travel around the map, you do want to hit the roads whenever you can, because it makes for your sanity to be a bit more leveled. But yeah, you can hit these dirt roads, but essentially you want to really drive on these big major roads, because it keeps it so your car doesn't get completely melted. So some people may set up into certain locations to kind of cut people off. Yeah, it definitely changes up the game for sure. And you know, try to find some alternate routes that are just outside the road. So here's the other thing too. Because we have smaller maps, essentially, when we don't have those bigger ones yet, I think a lot of these dirt paths haven't really been, oh, there you go. These dirt paths haven't really been smoothed out enough yet, because some of the dirt paths are traversable. The other ones, not so much, which is indicative of like the older map system. Because yeah, the road system has been smoothed out multiple times, multiple updates over on PC. So I think we're kind of in that hybrid zone still. Because like this dirt road right here, you can kind of see is nice, But there's other dirt roads that are like, they have no business being dirt roads because your car is like falling apart even though you're going like 5 miles an hour. So yeah, you'll see. There'll be a map where you're like, why is this a dirt road? It's destroying the car. But I think you'll find for the most part, if people aren't equipped with things like HVs or fragmentations and you do have an armored vehicle, or even if you have a cab like this and you have armor on, I think you'll find this to be quite effective. And let's not forget, smokes are a thing in this game. Dropping them and then driving away is a real deal. And even, you know, if your base is getting looted and you get in your garage and you've got it pointed out, dude, escaping in an armored vehicle with your loot is also a viable option, so let's not forget that. Yeah, crazy, right? Also, we do have, and I don't know if I've covered this yet, we do have the cargo container skins happening here at the end of the month. So basically this whole update, the skins, the modular vehicles and whatnot are all happening. Oh, see, look, here's the sidecar right here. Oh, there's a bear. That could be bad. See, look at this. You can carry your boy in the back. Isn't that nuts? Come on now. Oh, by the way, these are some of the baskets that weren't spawning before. Now they do. In between the console. Boom. Look at that. $8. Dude, you can get rich off these baskets. It's crazy. That's like green crate money. Come on. That's crazy. Okay, so back to what we're talking about. The skins, the cargo skins, the building container skins are happening also at the end of the month. That's unconfirmed, confirmed. They essentially released them too early, and so we got to see them. Oh, there you go. There's another basket. Look at that. This one has 2. Look at that. 18 scrap, not even touching a barrel. Look at this. See what I mean? Rich. So yeah, cargo container skins coming for the metal tier. I think it's probably in like the top 2, top 3 of the building skins across the board. It is our only metal skin for the building. It's nice because you can change the color of it after it's been built. So depending on what biome you're in, it can actually help quite a bit. And I think it'll be roughly the same price as the other skins that are currently out there. And again, it gets added to the store. I don't think it'll be taken away after that. Kind of like the old skins, or the other skins, and like the wall skins and whatnot. So keep that in mind. So you don't necessarily have to buy them in this cycle. If you don't have the money or you're saving up, it's totally fine. Also, we've had a couple updates here to kind of fix a few things. And I wonder if we're not going to get that crafting update for the quality of life for next month. But either way, once this does hit main branch, it should hit on August 28th, I believe, if everything goes as planned. And when it does, we're going to get all of this stuff here. We're going to get this new monument. We're going to get all these parts. We should be able to put things together. We should be able to grind things up here at the junkyard. I've covered this kind of before, so I'm not going to hit it too much, but essentially you can kind of put these different white cars, or even the car I'm driving, inside of the hopper here and get some scrappy doos. Yeah, all of this should be active here at the end of the month, and then I think it'll take a few days, maybe a week, and then testing branch should have the next update, which is going to be quality of life. Bingo. So if I had this car here, I could push it up on the skid and remove the lock, same as the other place. Crazy, dude. Oh, we got an attack helicopter. This is going to be a problem. See, look, I'm just going to stick it in my back container. Why not? Look at this. Beep, boop, beep, boop. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a hostile guy. I'm good to go. So yeah, I think you'll find these to be quite useful, whether they're motorbikes, pedal bikes, or even modular vehicles in the early game. They are quite useful over in the safe zone. So if you're kind of stockpiling a few different things and you don't want to get completely swept, as long as your car's locked and you park it in a safe zone, you have some relative safety. I'm not going to say you're invincible by any stretch of the imagination, but if you play your cards right, you can definitely use this to help springboard or even do raids or farming. So yes, it's definitely, the game is evolving. We're definitely moving towards PC goodness here, and I can't wait to see what's in the quality of life. I can't wait for this to hit main branch. And I gotta be honest, I really think that Rust Guard's gonna change things up if they stick to it. I would say if you're out there in the wilderness, make sure you're dropping reports that are legitimate, that say who they are, what they're doing, and then, you know, because the reports do help, and I do know there's some type of like AI system probably taking that into account as well. So I think they're able to process a lot more tickets and then hopefully decipher between the other ones that are like, you know, bogus. So either way, this is a very exciting update that's coming through. I can't wait for you guys to check this out. By the way, it is over on PTB now. Even PlayStation owners that have Deluxe or Ultimate, even though it may say baseline, if you do have Deluxe or Ultimate, you should have access to download this. PTB is a separate download, and you should be able to play this now if you want to, or you can just wait like a week in a few days. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next live stream /video. Love you. Bye.